I'm Reisigo, and I'm attempting to complete every single GameCube game, but I'm randomizing what game I'm playing next. In this episode, we're playing through a French TV show called Taxi in Taxi 3. So let's see how Taxi 3 is in 2024. Taxi 3 was released on August 28, 2003, and was developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. Taxi 3 is a racing game that has us complete missions to advance the plot of the story. I'm going to point this out now. This game is completely in French, and I wasn't aware of the English translation patch when I was playing through the game. So basically, I had no idea what was happening during the game, and I'm going to try my best to piece it all together. We're going to go through scenario mode to consider this one complete. This mode is completing all the missions without losing our 3 continues, so it's pretty simple. Most of the missions aren't difficult once you figure out the controls of the game. I ended up playing this game on the easiest difficulty because I didn't know what anything meant. I'm still going to count it though. The first mission of the game is called My Name's B, JB. I'm assuming this is a play on the James Bond quote. The name's Bond, James Bond. This is pretty clever. In this mission, we have to give a famous secret agent a ride to the airport. We have to get to the airport in the time limit given, and we have to pass through each of the checkpoints to complete the mission. While we're playing through this mission, let's talk about gameplay. This game is a racing game with very loose controls. We're not racing other racers, but we're racing against the clock in every single mission, at least for the most part. We just have to make it from checkpoint to checkpoint without running out of time. Every mission we complete, we get an upgrade for the vehicle, making it better in some way. It could be new tires, or shocks, or things like that. Outside of getting to checkpoints during missions, we also sometimes have to reach a specific speed during sections of a mission, so that we don't invite the police to chase us. I didn't know this, and I lost a bunch of times during the first one of these, because I was trying to slow down. Sometimes we have to follow other cars, and just stay at the perfect distance so we don't fail the mission. I think that covers the gameplay of this game. It's a very simple game, and I think it only took about an hour to finish it. I'm surprised this game got released considering how short it is. Anyways, we finished this mission on our first try. It really wasn't pretty though. We ran into walls, other cars, hit semi-truck beds at ramps, and even rolled the car at one point. But since it's the first mission of the game, we were still able to arrive at the airport and drop off our famous super spy. This triggers the next mission command to show up on the screen, and we can move on to mission 2. Usually when you finish a mission, you'll get a very short cutscene from the TV show that this is based on. It doesn't explain anything to us, and even if there was dialogue, I wouldn't be able to understand it anyways. But it's still there. I like these scenes though, and it shows off how we were supposed to be a great driver, in quotations. Then it shows us what the new part unlocked for the car was after completing the mission. The first mission gives us shock absorbers, and it also tells us that we have a new mission available for us. Mission 2 is called Baby Boom, and apparently we offered to take Lily to the doctor and her father to the police station. Once we find out Lily is pregnant, we decide to drive more carefully. This is some way to avoid harming the baby. The objectives in this mission tell us to take her to the hospital and avoid any violent shocks during the mission. The funny thing about this mission is, since I didn't know what we were doing in the game, I was just hitting ramps with the car, I slammed into the back of a parked semi, and I didn't think anything of it. The only thing really to point out during this mission is that a dump truck driver tries to take us out during the whole thing, and at one point he pushed us into a parked car on the side of the street. What is this guy's problem? Outside of that, this mission is easy and we got it on our first try. I guess I should point out that in this game, we get other types of levels. Some take place in the snow and mountains, but most of them just take place on the roads in a city like this. We finish this mission, get another little cutscene of us arriving at the hospital, and then we unlock the booster type P45, which is some sort of booster engine that helps us maintain speed under stress, I guess? I'm not really sure, I think it's just an engine upgrade. Mission 3 is called Sir Yes Sir. This is when the mission descriptions get messy because I don't have the translated versions of these missions available to me, so I'm going to try my best to explain them. This mission tells us that because we were cautious taking Lily to the hospital, that we need to make up lost time when taking her father to the police station. So our objectives are to get to the police station as quickly as possible, and to hit the speed radar at faster than 245 kilometers an hour, while hitting all the checkpoints in the mission. We complete this mission only having issues with the radar. Like I said before, I didn't know what I was supposed to do when playing the game, so I just ended up failing. And then we get another cutscene where we arrive at the police station in style. For completing the mission, we unlock a new car part. This time it's a spoiler set for the back of the car. On to mission 4. This mission translates into Santa, which this actually makes sense for this mission. This ends up being our first tracking mission of the game, and these sections are very easy. And I honestly liked when they popped up because I knew I wasn't going to fail the mission then. The controls in this game does make it way harder than it needs to be though. Anyways, the description for this mission is that at the police station we run into a friend of ours and decide to take him home. But on our way home we see a Santa on a scooter, so we decide to follow him to find out more. The objectives for this are to follow Santa to find out the location of the Santa gang in town, and to avoid getting in an accident. I actually found this part to be funny because it's so random compared to everything we've done up to this point. We complete the mission and get air vents for the taxi, and then we can move on to mission 5 for the game. This mission is called Chasing Q. Our friend from the last mission gets caught entering the HQ of the Santa Claus gang and is taken. Q and her gangsters decide to kidnap him and then move him to eliminate him in a quieter place. We have to then follow them to save his life. Our objective for this mission is to follow them into the warehouse without being detected. We're still in a car though, so nothing really changes besides just following them the whole mission. For completing the mission, we get another engine upgrade, this time to the P51, and then we also get a brand new mission, mission number 6. Mission 6 is called Long Live the Mountain. The criminals from the last mission fled to the mountain village, and we have to rush to the village and get there before the criminals by using the highway. The only thing to point out in this mission is that the area is changing into the snow sections of the game as we race through this one. I also just want to point out that our car is completely different from when we started this game. Besides that, we're just racing in the same sections that we have before and just doing the same thing over and over again. We're able to complete this mission and we unlock new tires for the taxi. This should make driving in the snow a bit easier now. Mission 7 is called The Rally. Once we arrive in the village, we find out that we're now part of a rally driving tournament that's taking place in the snow. And we need to get ahead of all these competitors to catch up to the 4x4 in the front that the criminals are in. This is a short mission and we just have to race a track with a bunch of rally cars. This was an interesting one, and my attempt at completing this game ended here because I just couldn't control very well on the snow. So I had to go back through all those other missions again to get here before finally completing this one. Once we complete it, we get another cutscene of them driving in the snow and we unlock a new car part. This time we get a part that I guess people call caterpillars, but are basically tracks that go over our tires for better snow driving. Now we can move on to mission 8, which is called Rat Rack Time. The thugs abandoned their 4x4 for a snowplow, and now we have the caterpillars on our taxi, so we get to test them out and chase after them. We need to follow the tracks of the snowplow and make sure that we don't damage our taxi in this mission. This mission only has you follow the snowplow for a very short amount of time at the end, and the rest is just driving in the snow. Which I won't lie was fun, but I expected the whole mission to be following the snowplow. Anyways, we complete this mission with no problem, unlock some new tires, and move on to the next mission of the game. Mission 9. This mission is called Slalom Final. The thugs put on their skis and escape, but we're not going to let all of our efforts go in vain. So with our new tires and upgraded taxi, we head down the mountain, and we compete in a slalom race. This mission is super fun. We just have to ski down the mountain and make sure we get all the checkpoints along the way. The game doesn't function great here, but it's fun to just slide around. This is my favorite mission in the game by far. We complete this one and are awarded with another engine upgrade. We now have the booster type P90, allowing us to reach 350 kilometers an hour. This will really help us out in the future. On to mission 10, the last mission of the game. This one is called Baby Boom 2. In this mission, our friend that we saved is finishing up his case when he receives a phone call from Petra. who I have no idea who that is. She's apparently pregnant and she's about to give birth. He needs to get to the hospital right away. Is this Lily from the earlier mission in the game? Does she go by 2 different names? Anyways, he asks the fastest way there and we open our door and tell him to buckle up. Our objective for this mission is to get to the hospital before Petra gives birth. This mission is neat because we go through all the levels and roads that we had to race on getting to the mountain in one single race. This ends up being the longest mission in the game, but it ends up being very simple. We just have to drive. There really isn't anything else. We're able to complete this mission on our first try, and we get another little cutscene of our taxi drifting up to the front doors of the hospital, and then the credits roll. That's the end of Taxi 3. We completed another game for the challenge. I know this one's a bit different because of the translation issue, and that there isn't much to this game besides driving as is, so now we just need to find out if I would recommend this game. I don't think I would recommend this game, mainly because of how short it is. The game can be completed by someone who can't read French and has never played the game in about an hour and a half. I think there are much better racing games during this time, so maybe try something else. It was interesting to play through though, but let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you want to know what we're playing next, stick around. If not, thanks for watching, and check out the last GameCube game that we completed in our challenge that is on the screen now. If you made it this far, make sure to subscribe to the channel because it helps me out. Remember to like and share this video so we can get more eyes on this challenge, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. Alright, so we have our GameCube game list up. We have a total of 508 games remaining. And on the count of 3, we are going to find out what we're playing next. 3, 2, 1. And 388, which is Sonic Riders, which I have never played this game ever, so should be interesting.